Mounjarians, welcome to the channel. It's Dave. I got a big important update on the coupon, the Mounjaro coupon. But before we get into it, hit that like, hit that bell, hit that sub. You want to make sure you get notifications for these videos because a lot of times, time is of the essence. Oh, we also do a lot of live streams on this channel, so you want to make sure you get the notifications every time we go live, right? We love to have you. They're fun. You're the best part of this channel. Like, bell, sub, become a member of the community. I want to get right into it today. So there was a JP Morgan conference this week, and Eli Lilly participated. And in the description of this video, I'm going to link to the transcript, and I'm also going to link to an audio copy of this fireside chat. Anat Ashkenazi is the CFO of Eli Lilly, and what she had to say about the coupon hints at where Lilly is at, why they're making the changes that they are to the coupon. So I'm going to read it through verbatim, and then I'm going to go back through, kind of give you my 10 cents on this fireside chat. So Anat, in response to asking about earnings and potential earnings and how they relate to the amount of users they have on Mounjaro, this is what she had to say. These things always take a little bit of time because there's a lag in coverage versus what we see in the financial results. So we've recently shared that in Q4, we gained about 50% access in the US. There's a lag to that, so I would not use it if you're thinking gross to net 50% as the gross to net ratio by any means. And also important to remember is we launched the product with a copay card, a patient assistance program at $25. And patients that are on that copay card are going to be grandfathered through the conclusion of their card. Did you catch that? Which is mid-2023 or end of 2023, depending on their coverage. So for those patients, obviously the gross to net looks very different. As we continue to gain access, we shift more patients to their covered program as opposed to the copay card. You'll see improved in net gross to net rates and further monetization of scripts. So that's what we're expecting to see overall. We did announce we made a few changes to our copay card program back at the end of 2022. So the effect of this financially we'll see in 2023. We're seeing the net impact of the NBRX we saw a few weeks ago, but the change in design was the change in the copay card assistant amounts to patients who are getting the program. So we've increased that amount. We expect it to see a drop in new prescription as a result of that, which we are. But overall, we're not expecting to see a financial impact over time as we're getting more patients into the covered program. That was a mouthful, okay? Links in the description if you want to go back and read that yourself. Also a link to the audio of this. So this was 2 days ago. This was January 10th. That Anat Ashkenazi, the CFO of Eli Lilly, this was her statement in regards to Mounjaro. Now, the question was posed in relation to expected earnings for Eli Lilly. So I just want to go here line by line. At the beginning, she talks about how, yes, we got a lot of people on Mounjaro, but that increase, which she said was 50% in Q4, there was a 50% gain in the US market for Mounjaro. She said there's a lag to that, so the profits aren't there yet. And she goes on to say that the profits aren't there because they launched a copay card in 2022. And that copay card, again, the way that copay card worked initially is if you had insurance coverage, it would pick up the balance of your copay on that medicine minus $25. So that $25 was what you paid out of pocket. So that meant that Lilly was foregoing whatever that copay minus the $25, they were foregoing that profit. And as the card shifts, she goes on to say, at mid-2023 for some of those cards, and at the end of 2023 for others of those cards, then people are going to have to start picking up that difference. So I don't see a lot of hope for an extension of the copay card in that statement, but I don't want to read too much into it either. But what she is definitely saying here is they expect to see profits increase as the cards go down. She goes on to say, as we continue to gain access and we shift more patients to their covered program as opposed to the copay card, again, their covered program, meaning their insurance, what's covered, you'll see improvements in the gross to net rates and further monetization of scripts, meaning people are going to be paying more for this prescription, so you'll see it in Lilly's profits. Again, she is the CFO talking. So that's what they're expecting to see overall. This is what she said. And they did announce that they made some copay card changes at the end of 2022. So she says we'll see those effects financially in 2023 as well, because, as she goes on to say, the change in the design of the card amounts to patients who are getting on the program. So we've increased that amount. We expect to see it drop in new prescriptions as a result of that. So they don't expect that they will continue this rate of new prescriptions, because they're, as we all know, they're not picking up as much of the tab on these new cards that they dropped. So the idea of Lilly, as you can see, as the CFO said herself, if you're reading between the lines, they got everybody on the good copay card. They kind of did a bait and switch and said, all right, we'll leave those of you on it who are on it, but here's the new one. And looking forward to 2023, even though they don't expect to see a rise in scripts like they did in 2022, they expect to see more revenue because these cards are changing, causing people to have to pay more out of pocket for the medication. So they're expecting to see profits go up while the rate at which the scripts declines. The rate at which the scripts are given out declines. So very interesting news from Lilly. Not the most heartening news that you're going to hear on the coupon, but for those of you who are finding yourself having to pay more out of pocket, you're gonna be forced to make a decision at some point. That decision is going to come down to, do I continue to pay this, much out of pocket? Do I need to go have conversations with my HR person? Which, again, on the live stream from last Friday, we had Michelle Hess on from BJ Davis's Discord, also Chronic Bariatric Girly on Instagram. She shared her information because of her background in dealing with HR. It might be the time for you to go to your HR and say, hey, we got to get a better insurance program to help cover Mounjaro and medications like this, GLP-1 medications for weight loss and for type 2 diabetes, because otherwise we're just looking at paying more out of pocket. The other option that you can look into is compound tirzepatide, compound semaglutide. Those are options. Do your research, find a reputable source. Don't just go clicking ads on your Facebook page, because those are not reputable sources. The source that I have found and gotten to know a little bit would be the gals from Push Health here in Iowa and Nebraska. I'm going to link them in the description. They'd be great to talk to if you want to talk to them about compounded versions of these medicines. Also, if you're having to get off of Mounjaro because of the cost, it's a great time to take a look at something like Wegovy, another great GLP-1 that is approved for weight loss. Take a look at your insurance formulary, see if it's on there, see what you might have to pay for that. But I can't recommend enough going to these gals at Push Health. They're super helpful, very nice, very easy to work with. I've sent several people their way and I've gotten great reports back. So that's another option to look at too. But I'm not seeing a lot of things to be excited about as it relates to the copay card and future cost of Mounjaro, based upon what the CFO had to say at this JP Morgan fireside chat the other day. It sounds very much like they expect to see their revenues climb on Mounjaro as they've gotten people onto the medicine and they start to pull the coupon rug out from underneath us a little bit. So hopefully that's useful information as you try to sit there and analyze what your next move is. For those of you who are in a tough spot right now financially with the changes of the Mounjaro copay card, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I know that it's stressful. It's very frustrating. I can speak from experience to have something that works and then have the rug pulled out from under you. So you got my sympathy, but we have to deal in reality and we have to deal in facts here. And the fact is the copay cards are changing, and that's going to force people to make some decisions. So I hope this information was useful. If it is, please hit like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share this video into any forums that you're on. Share it on Facebook, into your Mounjaro groups. Hopefully we'll be able to see some of you tomorrow on the Friday Night Live, 9 p.m. Central. Please join us. It's going to be great. Can't wait to see you then. Until then, have a great night, and thank you for watching.